What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man. I'm going to do a post-fight reaction, I guess this is, for the Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme fight that took place last night in Chi-Town. Not She-Town, but Chi-Town. And the effect of it is that Shawn Porter got to step up and fight Errol Spence Jr. because he does not have a mandatory because the fight was a draw. And I'm telling you, man, this is the first time that I was ever happy that somebody got robbed. Truly, 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 because I thought that was a robbery. I thought Thomas Delorme won that fight. Thomas Delorme was he was pushing the fight. He landed the better shots throughout the fight. There was, man, if Thomas Delorme didn't start it, it didn't happen because Jesse Vargas just pretty much just counterpunched there. He counterpunched on his back foot all night. Really didn't land a lot of shots, man. I have no clue how. I think one judge had like 115, 111 or something. No. Was it 115, 111? Yeah, because it would be 115, 112 or 116, 111, whatever it was. Some wide scorecard. And then the other ones had it a draw. And that was off of, and it was a knockdown by Thomas Delorme in the last 30 seconds of a fight. Man, that is what you call sweet justice, man. That's what you call sweet justice. First of all, there ain't no way in the world that Jesse Vargas or Thomas Delorme deserve some shot at the WBC title, right? When you have the possibility of being able to unify with Errol Spence and Shawn Porter. And now that should be, although I'm not going to say for 100% for sure that it's out the window, should be out the window. Because what are they going to do? Order a rematch between Jesse Vargas and Thomas Delorme, right? Or they're going to ask one or two of the other guys to fight somebody else for the mandatory. So if Shawn Porter has two mandatories, one for the being Keith Thurman, and the other one being the winner of Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme, at present he doesn't have any mandatory, and so therefore he can take a voluntary, and he should take a voluntary, and that voluntary should be against the IBF champion or the WBO champion. I have no problem if they can make that work between him and Terrence Crawford. He and Terrence Crawford can make it work. But if he can make it work with Terrence Crawford, he can dang sure make it work with Errol Spence Jr. So, hey, man, looks like the problem solved, huh? Like I said, man, I've never been so happy that a fighter got robbed. Now, and that's only because they both get paid, right? It's not like they didn't get paid. Nobody took a loss. Right, Delorme didn't take a loss. Vargas didn't take a loss. Vargas did take his second draw in a row, though. The one fight he said at the end of the fight, I think he said something to the effect of, he didn't think that the first fight was the fight with Adrian Bronner was a draw. I thought he lost the fight with Adrian Bronner, or was right there, very close. And this fight with Thomas Delorme, I straight up thought he lost. The one knockdown that happened in the fight, definitely is a 10-8 round for Jesse Vargas, and I think there might have been 3 other rounds. In there, so I guess it would be like, to me, I would have it like 5 to 7, 5 rounds to 7. But then there was a knockdown in the 8th round, so it basically makes it, right there, right back where it should be, man. And he won. And I thought Thomas Delorme won. But look, here's the thing. Shawn Porter, you got to fight him now. No, you don't have to worry about a mandatory. Don't wait around for a mandatory for them to name another mandatory. Fight Errol Spence Jr. now, because you don't have a problem with a mandatory. That shit went poof. And that's what you get, man. That's what you get. Now, as far as the card itself, I watched it on LV, Live LV. And actually, man, I got to watch it twice because I stayed up. I watched it after it came on what I was watching, the Khabib Conor McGregor fight on, man. And Khabib Conor McGregor, man, that was hilarious, man. But I won't get into that. Oh yeah, I guess I will for the heck of this video, man. I'll say it real quick because this is not an MMA channel, so I'm not gonna make an MMA video. But I will make a statement that Conor McGregor looked like he's 60 years old, and when he walked into the ring, I was like, oh, this dude lost. I was like, ain't no way this dude looks like he lost already, man. He had no energy. He looked like he had no desire to be in there. He was kind of, posturing a little bit, but not even a lot of posturing. And that dude Khabib came in there and beat the brakes off that dude, man. Conor McGregor's lucky there's a referee in there, man. Because if there wasn't no referee, man, that dude could have ended Conor McGregor for real. Man, choked him out to stop him too. And fighting up top, clocked him. Like Conor McGregor just looked slow. Man, I think that drinking, the partying, maybe the multiple battles that took place. I don't know, man. He just didn't look all that to me. And this is from somebody, I haven't watched Conor McGregor fight a lot. I watched a lot more of I've watched Khabib fight more than I've watched Conor McGregor fight, because I started paying attention to the MMA a little bit more after Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, because I was like, man, let me see what these dudes about. I got a lot of respect. I respect Conor McGregor. That dude's got some heart, man. He went up there and got his ass whooped for $100 million. Hey man, I do the same, but I had respect for him. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. And now the other fight, man, was this. The way the fight was in Chicago, man, that shit was look. The only reason that place was not completely empty was Thomas Adamek. I'm from the Chicago area, and I know, man, there's a lot of Eastern Europeans in Chicago, number one. Specifically, there are a ton of Polish people in the city of Chicago, in and around the city of Chicago. And you could tell that there was real energy for Thomas Adamek. Now, Thomas Adamek had no chance against Big Baby Miller, man. Big Baby Miller just said, I'm coming up in here about 317, about 100 pounds, way too big for him. Sat down on his punches, and did what he needed to do to get Thomas Adamek out of there, man. But Thomas Adamek, man, that was a bloody mismatch to start with, because a ridiculous mismatch to start with, because this is Thomas Adamek, the same Thomas Adamek that lost to Chad Dawson at 175 pounds. He lost to bad Chad Dawson at 175 pounds. And he's in there fighting Jarrell Big Baby Miller, who's weighing 315, who's weighing 317. Man, that's 100. That's 100, and what is that? 125, 135, 142 pounds difference between him when he was a guy that he was fighting Chad Dawson and fighting Big Baby Miller, man. But I give him his credit for taking the fight. He must have been paid well. He must have been paid well, man, because he deserved to get every penny, because when that fight was over, that place cleared out. I'm telling you, it was like nobody in there, man, that was off the floor. When they panned it, because they kept the room real dark, but I was like, oh my God, that's whole sections of seats that are empty up in there. Now, that could have something to do with the fact that, Eddie Hearn don't know how to promote in Chicago, right? But I like I said, he got Thomas Adamek to sell some tickets and got in there. But after that place emptied out. The main event was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed that fight, man. I really did. I was hoping for a draw. The whole fight, I was like, please be a draw. Please be a draw. And I got my wish, man. It was a draw. So we'll see what happens next. That's a big shot for Eddie Hearn, though, man, because Eddie Hearn cannot now negotiate to get a WBC title shot on the zone without a blatant duck by Shawn Porter. I mean, a monumental, blatant duck that everybody and their mama will see as a duck that will completely ruin that dude's reputation. He's already out there saying, hey, man, if this fight doesn't happen between me and Errol Spence, then, it's not going to be my fault. And obviously, it's going to be because cats are trying to order a mandatory for him, right? 2 mandatories. But like I said in the beginning of the video, that one of those mandatories just went poof because it was a draw. You can't fight both of them. Which one you going to fight? So the WBC would have to tell this dude not to fight and wait around for them to name another mandatory. They would just have to go out of the way and say, oh, well, that's awful. Let me just give you another mandatory. If they just do that, then it's just complete and utter crap, man. Like we do. And I wouldn't put it, like we already know, I wouldn't put it past them, but it is what it is, man. Congratulations to Errol Spence Jr. for having the judges help expedite or put pressure on Shawn Porter to be man enough to step up in there and fight Errol Spence Jr. and to fight him now. The only other option for him, and I wouldn't mind if this option happened, is if Keith Thurman just popped up out of the woodwork and said, "Yeah, I'll fight Shawn Porter right now." But seeing as that was it was a decent fight, Shawn Porter can fight. I don't see that happening. Anyway, it is what it is. Hey, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can know when we drop these videos, and also when we do the live streams. We have real good discussions. So hit the bell icon, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And thanks to everybody that supports the channel. And with that, I'm out. Peace.